All right, if you guys are looking for the video, at about 18 minutes, the camera finally works and we get video. So just bear with us. Sorry. Put your headphones in and enjoy me and John Doc. There is this anti-big tire sentiment in drag racing.
That was me.
But Big Tire only has one flavor. You're either pro mod Big Tire racing or it's not interesting.
Well, but think about the only class that's never died. It's the only class that's never died.
Yeah. But any other floppy tire.
And like, dude, it's so funny because like even the younger generation's not really into it. It's just all old guys.
Yeah.
Just walking around with like the little bag and like their wristband clipped to their hat. That's how you know it's just like boomer central and they just love it. But
they pay the entry fee.
Yeah.
And they probably buy more merch than the younger people anyways, so it kind of works. All right, John Doc, you're here for, well, you were. You're here to race the final deal of the Winter Series, the World Series of Pro Mod, and you dangle broke your hand.
Broke my hand.
Damaged besides just broken? Like, did it actually get, like, cut or anything?
No, so it was U-joint failure, front U-joint. We did a planned shut-off half-track, and I reached up just to put it from third to neutral because I was already out of the gas, and as soon as I put my hand on the shifter, all hell broke loose. It was like, bang, shifter's in my lap. I'm like, did I put it in park? Which I didn't. I can confirm now. But no, just no like flesh wounds or nothing like that. Got out of the car. I'm like, my hand is killing me. I broke my hand before, so I kind of knew right away. I was like, this is probably going to be a broken hand.
Yep.
And then iced it. Didn't feel any better like an hour later. And I'm like, let's go see what the picture says. And
was that not a carbon shaft in there?
it was, but it was.
Oh, it looked like it was still intact, which is weird to see from a carbon shaft. I assume usually they're dust.
Yeah, so what happened was the U-joint caps just like ejected and the drive shaft was still linked up. It actually grabbed the enclosure and just started spinning the enclosure. Shifters mounted to the enclosure. It junked the entire, like the inside of the car. So drive shaft was good. U-joint, not good.
You don't think if your hand was good, it was repairable?
It would have sucked. Like it would have been a trackside repair that like, you'd probably run it and then go back and cut it all out. So
or like try to bring it to like Cameron's or something.
First person I called I was like, hey, you ready to do this? And then I'm like, well, let me see if I could even drive in 4 to 6 weeks, no driving. Which I mean, the one guy does it with his feet, so I feel like maybe I could do it with one hand, but I'd hate to do it with one hand and then wreck it.
Yeah.
So I'm just not gonna push it.
Well, do you drive with both hands? Like how you see some drivers like the No Prep Kings drivers are like driving a similarly fast car with one hand on the parachute.
I would say I'm like 50-50. Like once I get past like in Big Tire, the shake zone, like where it kind of like shake or quiver, once I'm past that and I know I'm riding, I put my hand up there. But I would just hate for it to be like if you get crossed up and you do need to, and then I got this club and I'm just like, I'd hate to really wreck it.
And like putting another driver, because you're obviously the car's pretty high in points. I don't know how that works. Like if you put a different driver in it, do they retain the points?
No, it's based off driver.
But it can't be like based off car if there's an injury or like, because Ken's car, he has a different driver.
Yeah, but he just like axed his points. Like he was just like, I'm out.
Oh,
and Spencer driving. I mean, I guess it's one thing if like
beast. I mean, he won last year, and this year he's just like,
I mean, he's like, I think I'm busy working. Someone else drive, which is cool. But for me, like, I want to drive. We work on it a lot, and my team, my guys work really hard on it. So I'm selfish. Some people are messaging me like, hey, I could drive. I'm like, no, not my shit.
That's fair. I felt like if the points would have stuck with your team, then at least it would have been nice to try to keep it because you were top 10.
Yeah, we
went 3 rounds last race.
Yeah, which I feel like we had a chance to win. The track changed in the quarterfinals a lot. Like I think all 8 cars shook. We just weren't able to gather it up. So I think we have a front running car. Tim, my tuner, is like, he's badass. Yeah. We've been chipping away at it for a year straight, and every single time we go to the track, we PB. So there's a lot of hard work going into it. My guys, Mason, CJ, Tyler, Dave, Logan, all of them, they bust their ass working on the car. So
well, that's what bums me out because I was like, you weren't somebody that was outside like looking at the field.
Yeah. I remember like the first race, you were like, "Oh, that YouTube, you did your TikTok."
It was a joke. Though.
I know. I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
I hope that people understand that was a joke.
Yes,
because that's always like the thing is like
I walk up to draw my trips. That's what they say. They're like, "Oh, there's the YouTube guy," and I'm like, "I'll take it. I'm putting you on the trailer."
That was my whole
I loved it.
10 years is the YouTubers,
which I don't know why it's like frowned upon. because it is good. It's good for the sport. I mean, I got that. You got it too. That Drag Illustrated 30 under 30, didn't you? Which is like you're just a good ambassador for drag racing. So YouTube is it's a wider audience, you know. And I use that to get me into a pro mod. I mean, if you think about it.
Well, it's insane that anybody could even discount it because everybody out there with a pro mod is like also now trying to like
do a YouTube channel. Yeah,
they're like they're trying to not be like too vocal about it, but they are at the same time. But like, you know, Sean Murder Nova, nobody'd ever be like, YouTuber. Like
all the guys from TV,
even though they're on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
they got more views than most of us.
They just gravitate back to YouTube, where it's. I mean, you control your own destiny. You can write your own narrative. You can document what you're doing. I mean, I did daily uploads for 3 years straight. And the progression, just to be able to go back to when I was going, 6.0s, thinking I'm a badass, to now we're running 3.56. Like I documented
6.0s in the quarter is a badass.
No, 6.0s in the eighth. In the eighth. I was running 6.0s in the eighth.
You're North Carolina 8th mile type of guy. Yeah, I get it. Like Florida, everybody like
quarter.
Everybody thinks quarter mile. I don't know if like YouTube was ruined by like people like Garrett running quarter mile only, so that everybody only thinks quarter mile.
Yes.
But even me, because I've only ever most of my shit is quarter mile stuff. But like, it's kind of ruined because 8th mile is really good.
It's like it's very competitive, but a lot of people don't understand like the correlation between like I couldn't tell you the last time I've been quarter mile. I really couldn't. It's been like probably since I was like down here. Running like an FL2K event, like
when Victor almost killed you that one time.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while, but no, in North Carolina, it's all 8th mile. That's just like what it is. We got Rockingham, Darlington is quarter mile, but like any of the good heads up classes, it's all 8th mile racing.
Yeah, so. I mean that to me, it makes sense. Like these, especially people want to see pro mods run out the back.
Yeah,
not many tracks can really safely sustain that for a lot of passes.
I don't want to go that fast. All right, let me rephrase. I don't want to go that long. I'd like to go that fast, but not as long.
Well, even like they do it at NHRA, but they're still slowing them down a pretty substantial amount.
Yeah, I think they end up going like 250, which is it's just a long time. Your parts, your expenses go up the further you stay in it. So,
and you can't see who won. You know, you kind of sit by the 8th mile cone.
8th mile really outlaw is like that's it for me. I love it. Best in my opinion, the best racing out there.
So, big tire versus small tire. I know you were a small tire guy forever. There's really only one category of big tire, like I was saying. It's pro mod.
Yes.
Like Outlaw 10.5, like all right, it's a thing.
It's good. It
exists.
It's like the overflow from small tire to big tire, in my opinion. Like a lot of those guys are badass in like Pro 275 or LDR, and they throw those tires on for certain events. But when it comes to big tire, like pro mod is it, in my opinion. It's like I said, it's the only class that's never died. They've been running that shit since they didn't have torque converters and everybody had a clutch in their car till now. And it's like the pinnacle of door slammer racing.
Do you think all the pro mods are becoming too similar?
That's something that like I struggle with. A lot of my guys struggled with is like the cars have no heart. Like they're all just like, they all look the same. And I mean, I don't know. They're all a little bit different. That like the build, if you take the bodies off, they're all identical.
Yeah.
We're talking about like stuff an inch or two different, but
cosmetically they look a little different. But like even with power adders, they're starting to like
all go to the one,
congregate to the same thing.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that sits with fans, or do they just not care?
I think it's just so competitive. If you like really look at like the numbers, the last one was the world's fastest field where you had to go like a 59 with a 6 to qualify. So like number 1 to number 32 was just like a few thou. If you just really think about how close that is, how can you not get excited about it? But if you're not like in following a driver, or you're not really into like following the class, if you just want to go watch racing, you can be like, man, all these cars look the same. Half of them are just red, which I had a red Camaro. So I was like part of the problem. I had to wrap mine to change it up. But yeah, I mean, they all kind of do look similar.
You kind of need like 2 degrees of separation almost between you and like a driver or like something that connects you to it to really enjoy it, I think.
Yeah. So that's like I wrap my car like my original car that I started my YouTube channel with, the Camaro. So my pro mod, and I still have it, the Camaro, they're They're both identical. I have the Camaro Pro Mod, same color, and like people, as soon as I did that, like people came out of the woodworks and they're like, I love it. Like the car's got heart, it's got a soul to it. Where before it's like red 69 Camaro Pro Mod, one of 30 today.
Yeah.
So, but no offense to anyone out there with a red 69 Camaro. I mean, it just is what it is.
I mean, they all understand. Like, I mean, even what was it in True 10.5. Manny Bajinga's car was like a Camaro front end on a Mustang. And it's just like, that's how much they all just kind of fit. And that's not a Pro Mod, but it's Pro Mod-ish body. You know, it's like everything's a Pro Mod, really, when people break it down. Now there's street cars with the Pro Mod sticker, which is even crazy. You get the red
I take it as a compliment. Like, if you're fast enough for people to call you Pro Mod and it's not actually a Pro Mod, like, you're doing something, you know? But no, it's to that point in the game where, like, almost everyone's got a Pro Mod or some version of a Pro Mod.
Mm-hmm. I said this to Garrett. I was like, you should have built a Pro Mod. I said that to him like 2 years ago. I was like, you were so close. I was like, you were so close. And like it evolved into a point where that car would be so great as a Pro Mod. It's cool. It's awesome as a small tire car. Yeah. And running quarter mile is
insane.
Pretty scary with that thing.
It's insane. If you think about mechanically what's going on, insane. You know? But I mean that's what the drag racers thrive off of, being the fastest and being the first to do it or setting a record. And who doesn't want to be the fastest? So pushing the envelope always.
It's just so much time with your foot at wide open throttle.
Yeah.
So much extra time.
Yeah. It's a lot. I'll hang it out like a little bit. Like I go through the stripe at, like we're pretty consistent in the 350s, high 350s. I'll run it out to like 4.1 and I'm like, this thing is moving. And I'm like, I'm nowhere near the stripe for the quarter mile.
Yeah. It's got to be slightly sketchy, and I've not been nearly that fast. I've been a full second slower, but also a full second slower in like a street style car. Yeah. So I'm sure it's not as tight. It's got like some sway to it more than like a planted true race car.
When I got into a Bickle car for the first time, which you would not think that like the brands make a difference, but I had another car and then I got into this Bickle car that I drive now, and it's like night and day difference. Like if you drive, and I've told people, if you drive a car like this, it'll ruin you forever. Like I got in this car, made a few laps, started selling all my other shit. It really is like the driving experience is insane. It's like point and shoot. Like you think you want to go there, you go there.
So did you buy this car like from someone that already had it built? And
yeah, so this came from the Scott Tidwell camp. Oh, okay. Erica Enders drove it. Winter Series last year, and I believe Lyle won U.S. Street with it maybe like the year before. So the car's been around. It's like a 14 or 15 year model chassis, which was like the good years for the Bickle cars. So my teammate Jason Harris, he won Snowbirds, I think. We have identical combos. Cars are almost identical. So it's been great learning from him. He's like a veteran in the Pro Mod game. He's badass. So always trying to learn something from him and have identical combos. And it's just tough. I mean, these guys are the best in the world, and you got the best tuners and the best crew guys, and you got to have your shit together to win and a little bit of luck. And, there's guys that have been doing this for a long time that don't even qualify, let alone go a couple rounds or let alone win a race. So it's definitely challenging.
And it's not because they completely missed it. It was because they were like 1 or 2 numbers off.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not like, they were just out of left field, couldn't get in, they like couldn't get the car down the track. It's like, no, they're right there.
Oh, like Q4, like for this race, Q5 is probably the most exciting to watch because you got these guys that are just outside, like a few thou off, and they're fighting to get in. So they're like overdriving it. They're just doing whatever they can to try to get that number to get in. I mean, it's exciting. It's like thrilling.
The overdriving it thing can't be emphasized enough because you can tell someone's overdriving it, even as like not a driver, like not somebody that drives these things. Like you can tell when the thing's like getting into a wheelie, they're still staying in it, they're touching the center lines, like they're crossing. Like you can tell when they're really after it, and it definitely gets a little hairy.
Yeah, it's like I consider it like petting a snake. You could do it a couple times, but eventually it's going to jump up and bite you. So it is. I try to pride myself on good decision making in the car. I don't want to be in that position. To like, you got a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of people are involved, sponsors, people supporting you. Last thing you want to do is just wad one up, but it's part of the sport.
Yeah, and sometimes people get wadded up by the guy next to them without even having any control over it. Tangled in some chutes and stuff too. That sucks. So when you're saying when Pro Mod guys are talking about the track going away, what do they mean?
So
it's obvious when a radial track has gone away.
Yeah.
We all know.
Yeah. It's, a combination of things like the amount of rubber, like the base. The big tire stuff doesn't require the glue nearly as much as the radial does. We just want like a good rubber base. It's got good bite. It's not like greasy. But I mean, we race in the middle of the day. We race at night. So that's the good thing about the big tires. Like you have to get down and there's like a limit. Like you might go out there for Q1 and it's like 2 p.m. Track's going to be the hottest. It's going to be the shittiest. And like the fastest you can go is like a 362. So if you go out there and you go and run that 362.5, like you're pretty good. And then the night session comes around and people are going to 355. So the track gets hot, it gets greasy, and you're pretty much just trying to control that wheel speed. You have to have the perfect amount of wheel slip, and then too much you'll shake, not enough you'll shake. So it's just managing that. And that's where like a badass tuner comes in.
So does traction control work well enough for that with the big tire? Because, it's easy on a small tire in theory because it doesn't move as much. But like there's almost like a little bit delay. Yeah,
so we pretty much run 100% on the engine plot. So like my tuner, Tim Davis, absolute badass, knows the car in and out, great job tuning. He'll put on the dash what the car's going to run, and like it's like spot on. Like he'll be like, all right, you're going to go up here E3, it's going to go 356, and it runs a 356 too. Like these guys are good. But yeah, you pretty much they map out the engine plot, and it's just constantly pulling timing the entire time, staying on the engine plot until about like 1.7, and then it just runs free. And then you have a high and low on the drive shaft. So if it does start to lose the tire, then it'll pull even more timing. So these motors are, it's pulling out 25 degrees, and then it might add 2, and then it might pull out 23. And it's just, you'll see at night, they'll have like some big header flames come out of them. That's just, they're just yanking the timing out of it. So they run 100% on the drive shaft.
Do you think that combo is easiest to manage?
Yeah, I think that's why the turbo stuff really struggles. It's just, I'm a turbo guy at heart. Yeah. But they just...
Everything else of yours, for the most part, was turbo.
I'm a blower guy now. I hate it. I'm a big tire blower guy. What happened? Where'd we go wrong? But
when I met you, you were a 5th gen guy. So, I mean...
Yeah, I still...
Something went right there for a while.
I still have it. I still have my 5th gen. My fiance, actually, Daly's a 5th gen. So I'm still a 5th gen guy. But I'm definitely like a blower guy now, like the centrifugal.
Does she crash into a lot of things? You can't see much out of the 5th gen.
No, she do be beating people on the highway.
You're kind of like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely not like the most practical car, but no, hers has a cam in it and the whole nine. It's got a set of heads on it, so, I had to hook her up right, and she'd be out there racing people on the highway.
Yeah, you didn't put her in a V6 5th gen?
Couldn't do it. No, couldn't do it.
So now you're a big tire guy. Yeah, kind of something straight. But also, small tire racing kind of sucks right now.
It is... The amount of big tire racing out there is crazy. I don't have to wait till 1 in the morning to make a hit. I think before I broke my shit, we went like 35 runs without an aborted run. So, I mean, that's also enjoyable. And it's competitive, so it's tough not to do it. Now, like budget-wise, I'd say it's a little bit more expensive. But there's guys that are doing all of that running small tires.
Pause. We lost a camera. The camera. So it is labor intensive, and it's expensive, but I feel like the expense is so known. Like these things are what you replace, where it's like when you're doing the LS stuff and like stock block stuff, it's like the whole thing could pickle itself right now and take out, front of the crank to rear gear. And then it's like a whole thing because it's like more of like the street style stuff. But the pro mods almost seem like it's just known. Like you put the pistons in it, you got to check the bearings, it's simple. They like all the engine builders give you such like an easy way to do it almost that it seems easier, even though it's more expensive.
Way easier to work on. Like the cars are built to be worked on. We freshen the motor in the car. We don't take the motor out. Like my LS stuff, I went like 330 runs on a set of rods, which I thought was great. I mean,
that is a lot.
Who does that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I was supposed to, but I did it. This, we're going 25, so way less, but easy to work on. It's just, like you said, known maintenance. Definitely more expensive, though. Like, the blower, you're like 25 grand for a blower, and then... You good?
I just heard it click. It's not that important because I have audio here.
Yeah.
So in the end of the day, it's always got audio. Just sometimes you get like a still picture of us.
But yeah, like the expenses is definitely higher. So But in order to run up front, you got to have spares, you got to have all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. So I guess it really depends on like what you're trying to do. I mean, where we're from, Piedmont, North Carolina, has Piedmont Dragway Big Dog, and it's like a 370 race where you can go and run that first Thursday of every month, and you can win and not be like crazy expensive like traveling down here. This shit is high dollar.
370 race? That's pretty fast though.
Not compared to a 350.
I mean, it is pretty fast though.
350, yeah. It's like a smaller track, but like a pro mod going 370s, like nitrous cars can run that, turbo cars can run that. The class is good. They pack the house. It's a one-day event. So the Big Dog is pretty cool. Opposed to like you got some of this stuff where guys are burning up pistons every single run trying to get that last number out of it. That shit gets expensive quick.
Yeah, well, like the nitrous guys kind of have to. Mm-hmm. It's like almost like a guarantee that they're going to be putting pistons in that thing.
I think there's one nitrous car down here. There's one out of like 90 cars. That tells you right there.
Does that make you a little sad?
A nitrous is cool, but in pro mod, it's just like I don't think they can get a car light enough to run with the boosted combos. They're just the screw blowers are gangster. The centrifugal stuff is flying. The turbo stuff is like the most powerful. Like you had Jimmy Taylor on here. Like the numbers are insane.
Yeah, he's just talking 7,000 horsepower.
Insane.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like how do you even like comprehend that? I mean, it's crazy. How
in
fast
a car with doors on it like that, and like it's not a gigantic like top fuel engine. You know, like you hear that stuff in top fuel, and you're like, okay, but like it's like a regular engine.
Yeah. No, it's badass. I mean, but. The nitrous stuff, I just don't know if they can get a car light enough because the horsepower deficit to be as competitive.
Yeah.
So they can keep that shit. I don't want it.
Well, like a Fletcher Cox, big nitrous guy.
Yeah. Well, he's coming out with a pro mod. That's a blower car. If you're building a pro mod,
he has to.
You have to. Like you're wasting your time and your money on your program unless you are running some sort of blower, in my opinion.
Yeah. I was fairly surprised to see him get behind the wheel of because he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a badass driver though. Does a great job. Won some races.
Yeah, I mean, of course he's a freaking athlete.
Yeah. Like, oh, he knows. Like in Fletcher out there, I'm gonna gap you when he gets that pro mod. Like he knows. Like in our messages, like I said, you get that sucker ready, and I'm gonna load you up.
Yeah.
So, but he's awesome, dude. It's badass. I mean,
it's just cool to see a guy with Super Bowl rings coming out here to race pro mod.
Yeah.
Like, I know there was the fighter that was talking about it too, right?
Who Randy Couture.
Randy Couture, yeah.
I think he wadded one up in testing. It's not for everybody. Like I will say, like
that was a little rough. They were like, we're just gonna slap him in there. He's gonna go test it. And everybody's like, okay.
When I started driving the pro mod, because like I know like you see it a lot where some guys they go and they got a lot of money and they're like, I'm just gonna get a pro mod and go pro mod racing. I have like thousands of laps. I've literally run every number from my 620s to a 356. So I've like slowly progressed. And I don't know how some of these guys that have no prior driving experience can get in a car and not wreck it.
Well, they have the money. They don't want to start there.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah.
If you had that money, you wouldn't want to start at a 620.
If someone told me like, hey, you should get some seat time elsewhere, because a lot of the stuff is just like reactive. Like I'd feel comfortable putting you in a pro mod because you've been fast, you know how to drive a car, like you know what it feels like. If you don't know that feel of like when you let go of the button, you could feel the car driving left. If you don't know and you just stay in it, now you're up on the wall and now you're wrecking into the right wall. Like you have to have that natural, like, I don't know if it's like a reaction or just, I guess, knowledge and awareness of what's going on, which only can come from experience.
Yeah, like sometimes these guys are like, is your first time staging a car? And it's a pro mod? Like, like, you want to try the rental car first? Dude. Like, I mean, feel out where the beams are?
Shit gets real out there. I mean, in like the tire shake, going from running a radial car to a big tire car, like, you can't explain that to someone, like what it feels like or when you have to get out of it. But it's like you kind of have a general idea running radials. I'm sure you've had, shaking the tires before where it goes out there and it's just like on the ragged edge. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's that just more. So there's a lot of experience that I think is useful if you're going to step into a car like that. I would not recommend like, hey, toss the keys to someone and be like, give it a rip. Like it's a recipe for disaster.
Well, like even, this past few, 3 events now, Jimmy Dale's been driving that blower car. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of car to step into from like a nitrous 530. I think he's been some like high 4s to a 380 car.
Yeah.
And, he went 004 the other day at Ducks Race on the tree. Still like went 380 something.
Yeah,
like
that's badass.
It's a great car.
I think if you're going in like the 5s, you kind of have like the understanding, the feel. Like I had a street car that I would give people rides in. It was like a twin turbo LS, a New Edge, and I'd go 530s with someone riding in it. And to me, like you click the button 530, it's like going down Broadway, and they'd be like, "Oh shit!" You know, it gets your attention. You get the feel. You can feel the car moving around. I think it's like a good number. Like he's a prime example. He's got some laps and he's got some experience, some knowledge. I mean, he's not a knucklehead when it comes to driving. And put him in the car and have him wheel it.
Well, if anything, too, those like they're almost more planted because they have such a dialed-in drive shaft curve.
Yeah.
That like this is what Cheese, his tuner, was saying. He's like, man, they got those curves so figured out. Like you just kind of let off the button and it's
going.
It goes or it doesn't, and you just kind of like stay in it. Yeah, it's until I guess things get.
I think that's where like a good driver is like what they do in adversity when like shit's going crazy. Like that's when you can really tell like who's got their shit together. Everyone handles it different. Like I didn't know what was going on when my shit was blowing up next to me. I got out of the car. I'm like, dude, what just happened?
Yeah,
you know, it's just there's no.
Well, it was probably pretty violent. Was that titanium drive shaft loop in there?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about those things.
They just ripped it out. Like, dude,
they always seem to come apart pretty aggressively, though. And I get the weight; they're heavy if you make it out of anything else. But like, it's a pretty important piece.
I have one of my radial cars where just the loop is titanium, and then the actual like what goes back to the number one bar is carbon, which is like that's
even scary,
super lightweight. But I'm like, man, that is terrifying. Now that I've never had one fail on me, so you don't think about it. Yeah. But I mean, you know, there's a lot of cars that have that exposed transmission. This car had a carbon cover on it, which at least like it prevents my hand from like going down in it. But yeah, it's just kind of dangerous. I never really thought about it.
And at least slows things down, the carbon cover.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it'll knock a couple mile an hour out of the projectile. If
not enough, dude. Not enough.
Not quite enough. But I mean, you still have all 5 fingers.
It could have been way worse.
Like, you know, I've seen some converters explode and stuff too. Thankfully, transmissions are pretty strong now. But like, you know, even an SFI case, I feel like can only do so much when a converter comes apart.
When shit goes wrong. I mean, that's just like, do you remember maybe like a year ago, Marcus Burt had that blower come through the window?
Oh, yeah.
Like shit like that. I mean, like people would be popping blowers left and right. It's just, I guess it's just kind of dangerous. You get numb to it. You make a lot of passes. You don't realize like how much stuff is moving around, how dangerous it could be.
Well, I saw one today, blew the whole front end apart when the blower came off in a true 10.5 car.
Yeah, people should be tearing their shit up. Great for chassis guys out there. Chassis and body guys are making a killing this week.
Well, finding chassis guys is very difficult in the auto industry.
Yes.
Finding a person to build, because there are probably more people waiting to have a new Pro Mod built, like 10 to 1 on how many people can actually build a good Pro Mod.
100%.
And there would be probably another 50 cars trying to get into this if there was just a higher rate of building cars.
I think it's just so labor intensive. It's tough for chassis shops to bill because like I don't want to pay as much as I pay for stuff, and they want to bill more because they're cutting me a break because they feel like they can't pay for or bill for every single second. But I mean, it's just I never want to be a chassis guy.
Well, and their chassis guys tend to be perfectionists, which ends up being labor intensive. I mean, you've probably had some cage work done by people, and you're like, stop going, like, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, finish and get me the car.
Yeah.
And even that stuff on like a street car, it's probably even harder than a Pro Mod because they're like really laying up in a car.
I don't even mess with my street car stuff anymore because the Pro Mods and in the high end radial cars, they're just built to be worked on where it's just nuts and bolts and a couple bars. You're not like worried about the factory strut tower and the factory frame. And I couldn't tell you the last time I've got under a car to take a transmission out. I just unbolt it from the driver's seat. You know, I'm spoiled. You know, it's the evolution.
Well, people always think like those cars are so difficult, but they're really way simpler.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can freshen the motor in like an hour and a half.
Like you work on like a 4th gen Camaro with a turbo kit and you're like, this is horrible.
Bro, change like the last 2 spark plugs on that thing is the worst. Like that
Mine are easy.
Yeah, yours are.
Mine are right there on top, but like on a like a factory style F body, I don't care how race car it is. That thing's hard to get to.
I look at cars now and someone's like, yeah, I want to turn that into a race car. I'm like, just get something else. Like it's not worth the pain of just trying to do it, you know, which sucks because I'm spoiled. But I mean, I started there. I struggled with stuff and the 3-hour transmission R&Rs where now I can do one in 30 minutes because the car is built to be worked on. But yeah, that's where you got to start. I think everyone needs to go through it.
Do you miss any of the cars you got rid of? I mean, you got rid of the Sheep, right?
I got rid of the Sheep.
That was kind of like the car for a long time.
That was like my first like race car. It got me out of like the just full blown street cars. to the race car stuff. Won FL2K with it. Set some LS records with it. It was a good car. It ran its course. Like the car couldn't do anything else for me anymore. So I was happy to see that go and live a life elsewhere. We had like 18 cars at one point, and they would just sit around. You know how does race car sitting don't do well. So we've been liquidating, selling pretty heavily, trying to get down to like 4, including the Pro Mod, which would be ideal. So we're on the way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, as cool as they were, they just like
you can't do like you can. With the amount of staff that we have, we can only run you can really focus on one car at a time. We could have like 4 cars out there and be shitty with all of them, or you could focus on one and be good at it. It took me a few years to realize that after like 2 years of sucking ass. I was just like, let's focus on something else.
Were you like, well, I get too bored if I only got one car?
Yeah, I used to just love it. I couldn't say no. I was doing the giveaway stuff, and I was a little financially immature, so like, see it, buy it. And I've matured now. My hair has turned gray, and I'm trying
then they show up and they need a bunch of work.
Yeah, it's just a lot. Dude, I spent like 2 or 3 years just in the shop every day working on stuff, not really maintaining anything, just building them. It was nice. It's cool when you get them done and fire them up, take them out for the first time, but it's way more enjoyable even at the track, racing, just doing a little maintenance here and there and having some free time than just always building shit.
And actually use them more in a competitive competitive way, because that's what's so cool about the Pro Mod. It's actually like in a competitive way.
Yeah.
And even like Slick Rick, the white one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that car is super cool. Mm-hmm. But again, it's like there's the racing that you can do with it of that caliber car.
Like no time racing. I like it, but it's just I can win a no time race and then I can qualify for a Pro Mod race and my phone will be blown up because I qualified. And I'm like, well, like last week I won the small tire race, no one cared. Mm-hmm. It's just the different eyes, different stage. Not taking anything away from the no time stuff. It's where I cut my teeth. I'm bringing Slick Rick back to do some R&D for Harts on their small block blower setup. So I'll have a small tire car. I'm not giving up. I'll still do some no time stuff
with a blower.
Yep, do
that'll be cool.
LS Harts Charger, 3-speed 400 in that car. So something different, you know.
Yeah, I mean the Harts Charger seems so freaking competitive now.
It's badass. The biggest thing is it's so redundant, it's so consistent. Doesn't really have failures. I work with Dustin on. We run that on our Pro Mod. I have one for a small tire car that has the same combo as our Pro Mod, and now we're getting to the LS stuff, and it's just like. It's gangster. It's badass.
On the LS stuff will be interesting. I know it seems like they're working backwards from other companies where they start on high-end race car stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're like creeping then down into like the LS guys.
Yeah.
But even like what Lyle's done with that salvage title car, that thing's a hard charger.
Yeah. They pretty much, there was like a known issue with the centrifugal blowers for like the Hemi stuff. Where they would just have like random parts failures and had a couple of catastrophic failures. So Harts kind of set out and just wanted to make something that's more redundant, and it just happened to make more horsepower. So it was like, well, we got this piece that's super redundant. I put like 70 runs on one. I actually just changed it before my first pass down here because Dustin came over and he's like, why didn't you send this one back to me to look at? And I'm like, because there's nothing wrong. He's like, well, I want to look at it. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Just because he wants to.
Well, before a failure.
Yeah. See how everything's looking. You got to see
what's a wear item. What,
exactly.
Like,
before I'd go like 20 runs on a blower and then I'd have a failure and I have to take it off and you send it back and it's $2,000 to fix or put new bearings in it. Where this, it's like, I just keep running them, and they're fed off the engine oil. You're not maintaining them. They are a really nice piece. Dustin, the guys at Harts really did their homework on it. And that's why I'm excited like that on an LS. Plus, it's like tuning wise, it's so much more consistent. After seeing how these professional tuners are tuning these small tire cars or Pro Mods with the blowers, going up there with like a turbo combo, I'm like, I'm at such a disadvantage. So I sell my shit.
You think that a turbo is really at that much? I mean, Harts also sells turbos,
so. Compared to like the consistency of the blower, huge disadvantage.
Do you think like a LS blocks can really handle that stuff? Because I've always seen LS blocks just break apart. They just can't handle the amount of force on the front crank like a billet block or like something like that can. So
the one that I'm going to do the R&D with, I'm going to do two. I have like a standard, which is like what I would sell to like someone that wanted a motor, like 427 4-inch stroke crank, which I think it'll work all right. I mean, I'll let you know here in a few.
Yeah.
The other one is like a tall deck billet 460 LS, which is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more stroke. But with the blower stuff, like what I've noticed is you don't need as much horsepower. like overall horsepower because your average power is so high. Where in the turbo stuff, it's tough to get that average power up. Yeah. So like my MH7 with the Harts Charger 140 on it makes like 3,800 horsepower, but the ET is insane. Where it's like you got guys that make 5,000 that can't run that AT because they're not as consistent. Their average power is down.
But so, I mean, the mile per hour for like Jason Harris was still there. Like
212. I mean, Jason's fast.
That's pretty fast for the blower stuff. I mean, he was definitely one of the more higher mile an hour blower stuff. So he was getting it on both ends, basically, it seemed like.
So his car, 60 foot's really good. Ours are almost identical. We're talking about like an inch or two difference of like motor placement and like engine height, which that stuff makes a huge factor.
Yeah.
So he runs super strong up front. Like we'll go like 902 or 908 60 foot, and he'll go 890 60 foot. He also has like 300 laps on the car. So and they have a great program. I mean, Jason's badass. So he runs super strong up front and just carries that momentum out the back. Where he'll go 211, we'll go 210. So like we're close.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, dude's bad.
But like when we're talking about
for you, Jason.
But like when we're talking about this stuff, like 1-2 mile an hour is a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a big, that's a big difference.
Yeah. He was always like, before when I had the other blower, he was always like 2 or 3 mile an hour over me. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I mean, we're talking about like, we're measuring the size of the hole in the front bumper and how far back the blower is from that hole. Like there's so much data on this stuff where like, does this stuff. I mean, you get to the point where it's like every little bit matters.
But like 2 or 3 mile per hour at that deal, that's...
Oh, you got some horsepower.
200 horsepower more to do that?
You got some serious power.
Like we're not talking about 50, 60 horsepower. No. Like that's a lot more horsepower to get from 11 to 12 or 15 and like, 221 was the best mile an hour, 223?
Yeah. The turbo stuff's just insane because once they like... We run non-lockup. They're obviously running lockup. I mean, once they lock that sucker up and lay the boost to it, I mean, it is out of there, which I would have loved to feel it because the blower stuff doesn't pull out the back like the turbo stuff. I mean, it's just like you're just riding, making noise.
Well, what actually genuinely scared me a little bit was Jimmy Taylor said that when his lockup comes on, he can feel the cage press in on him a little bit because it twists the whole chassis of the car. And like the cage starts to like you feel it touch you. It's like, oh, that's pretty terrifying actually, that it's that much like power to really it's not doing it off the starting line, it's doing it out back.
When I ran my lockup in Slick Rick, it was 481X. I had twin 102s with a 2-speed dual stage lockup. When you'd hit that, I'd lock it up before first gear. So like I'd be out right before I make the gear change and it'd pick the tires back up. Like you're talking about, you're already hauling ass, the G meter's up. And then it goes up again. I mean, it's gnarly.
Yeah.
Horsepower is crazy.
It's not everybody is brave enough to do the multi-gear lockup, it seems.
Yeah, it's aggressive. Right? If the track's not there, it'll go out there and just kick the tires off. Yeah. But we would essentially run a 2-speed like a 4-speed. So you'd look at the data and had essentially 4 shifts, and 2 of them are the lockup and 2 of them are shifts. And the lockup's gangster, but it's a lot of work. Like we were changing clutches on the converter every 10 runs. So a lot of work. If you're not class racing, I don't think it's really necessary. We run non-lockup now, and we go extremely fast. But the Chargers now are like RPM driven, so you lock it up, it drops the RPM, you could lose some boost. So it's kind of I'm a big blower guy now. Look at all these like talk about RPM where turbo stuff you don't care.
No, you can keep the RPM up, not thinking about what the engine's doing, really. They kind of operate as their separate units, which is probably why it makes it a little easier. You're kind of tuning one whole thing almost.
It's just it's so consistent. Like if once you make some passes and see the data, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's kind of tough to beat. They just don't make the power of the turbos, but if you can use all the power the blowers can make, they're pretty badass.
Do you think we'll see big tire no time show up? Like pro mods that couldn't make the field type of guys, or they're like, you were competitive a couple of years ago in pro mod, but now you just didn't have the funds or the drive to kind of keep up with being a front runner, so you just kind of...
I think
because that's like, what no time kind of is. It's like guys that really don't want to run class racing because it's a whole expense and like they just they wouldn't be quite there.
I mean, there's some where we are in the Carolinas. There's some like big tire grudge stuff. And like you said, it's kind of like older pro mods or like some, they got some big nitrous motors and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, it's just pro mod's it's like still evolving. It's still growing. I don't know how. I mean, when have you ever seen a race where there's 90 cars in a class? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is crazy.
Like
I don't
90
know.
competitive cars that are like, I mean, it makes me sad, but you look like RVW, there's like 8.
Because when I was watching RVW, it's when they were going like 380s and 390s, and there was 30-some cars in the field, and but I mean, I don't know. Is it just the evolution of the radial racing where it just kind of comes and goes, where the big tire stuff just never really wavers?
I think it comes down to promoter, a lot of it too, who can actually like put on a consistent race, and you with your big tire, you can go to PDRA, you can go to IHRA, you can go to NHRA, you can go to winter series, and you don't actually get a time off now because you get the whole winter series.
No
and then
time off.
Pretty much right into PDRA.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have a week off and then IHRA and the following week PDRA. So I've given myself a month off, but
forcibly.
Yeah, but no, I mean, really, there is no off season now. I mean, there's so many places to race. They got Midwest Drag Racing and like you said, the PDRA, IHRA, and NHRA. I mean, it's hot right now. You can go out there and race during the day and have some spectators, and you're home on Sunday.
I do kind of imagine you come, Friday at the final qualifier, like in there, like Ricky Bobby, like cutting the cast off. Like
I already got the hacksaw ready.
Get the car off the trailer.
Yeah. No, it was before I got like my X-ray results and everything back. I was on the phone with the chassis guy, and I was like, so if we fix it, I got a trailer down here. I'll bring it to you. We could probably get it done and make Q like 3, 4, 5. And then I get the call. They're like, yeah, you're not doing that. So I mean, it's just the want. We're 7th in points right now. I feel like we have a car that can win. I don't know. Just wasn't in the cards. Was not in the cards.
Yeah, it is what it is. So you now own a track?
So we operate 2 tracks. We have a Wayne County Speedway in Pikeville, North Carolina, and Darlington Dragway in South Carolina.
Because I knew you were like ownership involved in them in a way where...
So both these tracks can't be bought. They're owned by families that have had it in their bloodline forever, which is cool. You got to respect that. So we lease them and we operate them. We do some facility upgrades. We host events. We pretty much just do everything except for own it. So it's fun. It's a lot of work. It's eye-opening. I don't think a lot of these tracks charge enough at the gate for how much work. People don't realize how much work goes into it. I mean, it really is a lot of work. So be thankful of your local track. I mean, it is a lot of work.
$20 test and tune.
$20, yeah, $20 is like, and I have people at the gate, they're like, man, it used to be $10 to get in. And I'm like, okay, well, we got 3 tractors out here. We got to fill them all with diesel. I got people working gates. We have to pick up the trash the next day. We got to pay for the trash. There's a power bill. And we haven't even talked about like prepping the track and tires and glue and methanol and MEK and safety equipment. I mean, it's just endless.
Well, and you didn't, like, if you don't have like a loan on it,
we're
talking a whole different thing. Imagine these tracks where somebody just came in and took out a loan to buy it.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, every track owner is going to do that.
I mean, I think a lot of people think, and I haven't dealt with any Darlington. We have Bear Aiken. He's our track manager, and he does a great job and just kind of like runs it kind of turnkey for us. If I go down there, everyone's just like, where's John? So I try not to go down there too much. But I'm hands-on at Wayne County, and it is... I mean, it's a lot of work. I don't think people really understand, like, when you pay our normal test and tune to get in is $10, and it'd be additional 20 to run, so it'd be 10 and 30. That's not a lot of, like, you have to have a lot of people through the gate. I mean, if you prep the track a couple times, you burn through some glue, some methanol, you got to pay your staff. I mean, you break even.
Yeah, a lot of these tracks, I feel like they just live off the big events, and the small test and tune nights are fan service in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
see, Darlington's crazy because we kill it on Wednesday night test and tunes. We do like Wednesday night like fun and grudge, and great small tire following there. Ton of spectators. We get a couple grudge races locked in. It's great. Surface is great. The guys down there work really hard.
It's like a premier facility.
Yeah, Darlington is.
I've gotten to race there a couple times. Like it's a great track.
Awesome quarter-mile track. Surface is badass. Bunch of guys bring like some imports and BMW stuff out there and set records. A lot of private testing.
Yeah.
Modern did a lot of testing out there as well. Modern racing, so like some pro mod stuff. So it's a great facility. The Wayne County is like outlaw grudge track, super short, like metal guardrails, different vibe. So we get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I've always really enjoyed Darlington and like the bleacher setup that they got, and like driving under is always
tower,
cool. Yeah, under the tower is always like a nice.
Yeah, we just put all new bleachers on the right-hand side now. So before it just had like the big concrete bleachers, and we got badass aluminum bleachers all the way down. And we did some facility updates. We have a PDRA race there. That's the first one, the 22nd, 23rd of March. So for big tires back at Darlington, it's been a while, you know. So we're excited.
It's got a really good shutdown too.
Yeah, long shutdown.
I love that. Like when I came up to the top, I was like, "Am I in a cul-de-sac?"
Yeah,
I was like, like it had like this big like.
Yeah,
people were like parked around the shutdown and stuff too. I watched Josh Devin's driver almost wad that thing up next to me.
Yep,
tangled up parachutes and red hot TBMs come by me. I was like, oh god.
The long shutdown's great, but it's kind of downhill right until the very end. So but no, it's
you can't really see because there's like that little downhill.
Yeah.
You don't know what is actually going on at the shutdown a little bit.
Yeah, we have some lights down there now because at night it was like pretty dark. I remember I made a pass there, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, and I'm like cooking down the shutdown. I normally don't go all the way. I'll take the first turn off, but I was in the right lane. No, I was in the left lane. I didn't want to cross, so I go all the way down. Someone standing on the track, like waving their arms. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's like, it's dark down here. I wanted to let you know. I'm like, well, get off of the racetrack, please. You know, so
like, I wanted you to know it was dark.
Yeah, we've made some upgrades to the facility.
That's good. Yeah, it is probably needed. Does the Camaro actually run right now?
Oh God, you really got to ask me that. that was like did someone tell you to ask me
I don't
that?
know. I was curious about it because that was the car that I knew you from when we did YouTuber shootouts at
Cecil County.
Cecil, yeah.
Throwback.
That was like the earliest days of seeing you. Yeah. You look down on YouTubers at that moment. You were like,
I was a racer.
You were like, I'm a racer. These YouTubers,
racer
I'm about to
first.
show up. Yeah.
Yes.
That was.
I would say I looked down, but I definitely was like, I'm a racer first, not a YouTuber first. That was my thing. I just document my racing.
Yeah. You were like, I'm going to show these YouTubers what a racer does.
Which I did. I went like 2 years without losing a race. But to answer your question,
no, but they were all like a bunch of true street cars.
Yes.
You actually had a race car.
No, that was a true street car. It still is a true street car, not a race car. It's got a radiator, alternator, power steering, USB radio. I mean, it's a street car. Okay. Don't call me no pro mod now. I do have a Camaro that looks like a pro mod. But to answer your question, does it run? No, it doesn't run. It sits in our showroom at our shop. It needs like coil packs put on it, and it'd run. But I don't put the coil packs on it, and I don't drive it. It doesn't cost me any money. It's just sitting there, and I'm waiting for some free time to update it.
Well, what are you going to do with it, even if it did run? That's what it comes down to. It's like...
I need to back half it. I really want to back half it and four-link it, because that's what I know. I'm familiar with the four-link, and then just, take it to test and tunes and go out there and run like 450s with a street car with a radiator. I think that'd be cool. So that's my end goal with it. So I'm not happy with how it sits right now. It looks good. It just sits in our showroom. People see it. I'll never get rid of the car, but no, it does not run.
So I did also have to ask, are you the fastest track owner?
I think Vic qualified.
Be like you, Keith Haney, Vic.
Yeah, I think Vic qualified.
Maybe Garrett.
In the 8th mile, I feel pretty confident saying I'm the fastest track owner. My right now, my PB is a 356.2 at like 110.8. Or sorry, 210.8. So I think I'm ahead of him. We'll see if I stand past Vic this weekend.
He's got mile an hour on the old turbo setup.
Yeah. Well, no, he's got the Harts charger.
But now he's got on the old turbo setup. He got mile an hour on everyone.
But I think the fastest he went was like a 63 or 62. And I know with the Harts charger he qualified above me, so we went like a 57 something. But in eliminations, I put it on Kai Kelly.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Kai Kelly's track owner now, too.
Oh, he is.
It's not a drag strip, though. So
Still track owner.
Yeah,
we'll give him that.
But it's not a, that's why I didn't even think about it, because it's not a drag strip. But yeah, Kai Kelly's up there.
Yeah. You got to get like the board like Top Gear. I'm like a 356.2.
Fastest track owner. I know. I told Vic he should have a track owner shootout one night. Like,
I'd love to smoke his boots. I got him in qualifying, Vic. Remember that? I took $20 off Troy Perez. I had him Apple Pay me so I could screenshot it, and I have it saved as his contact now. Him paying me $20.
He got rid of the turbos right after that.
Yeah. No, that was when he had the Harts charger.
Oh, it was
last
Harts
race.
charger, last race. Yeah.
So
I forgot this was the second.
Identical combos, and we beat him in qualifying. So.
Can you believe Mark Mickey took the turbos off?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not when the Harts Charger is just that dominant?
But I know, but he was he was the turbo guy.
He was the turbo guy. He was, for all of the turbo people out there, he was like the Lord and Savior, Mark Mickey.
Yeah.
You remember when he had the G-Body and went 222? Like, that was like 10 years ago. I mean, who's doing that? But it's just the reality. The blowers of the future.
It makes me sad because I like turbos and I like the diversity.
Yeah.
And it'll always make me sad that they just can't give them anything more.
No,
because they've already qualified number one.
It's just there's just so inconsistent. Like the consistency is a thing, and you know how it is drag racing. You got to go A to B. You got to get the data to get faster. So that's when I get my car done with the Harts Charger, you're gonna have to drive it, and then you'll be like, oh, I understand.
Yeah,
I understand now.
Who do you think races pro mod on does the most with the least budget, if that makes sense? You know what I mean? Because there's such a variety of pro mod racers. There's the guy that's driving the thing, wrenching on the whole thing, everything, and then there's the opposite end where they got
the whole staff,
10 people with them.
Yeah, they don't even touch the car, so someone brings it to the track and they.
And I'm fine with either of them. Yeah, it's just always interesting to see the two. I mean, who was it? The one year where he was smoking a cigarette, banging on his starter to try to make it for first, to try to make it to the finals. I'm trying to think. I can't think.
Derek.
Yeah.
God, what's his last name? I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they were putting a starter in that thing right before the finals.
I do remember that.
Flo was drone overhead while he was trying to do it.
The spread of the budget is crazy. I mean, I think spending the money in the right place, you got to have spare parts. I know myself and Jason, we run a pretty tight ship as far as budget goes. We do everything mainly in-house. So we don't have someone service the car. We have our tuners, and then that's pretty much it. We provide all our own crew. My crew are all the guys that work with me. Jason's the same way. So I like to think that we're pretty budget conscious. We're not. We both have some good spares. We both kind of work we call it mega pit. My trailer pits out the left side, his pits out the right. So we park together. We got one big pit, and we're always helping each other out, swapping parts back and forth. So I like to think that we're pretty on top of it. No waste in our setup. Opposed to some people that just drop car off at Racing Business X and they do everything and they pull the rig up to the track and this person comes in. But listen, if I had it like that, you'd see me doing that.
Yeah, we all would.
Yeah, how could you not? You got to respect it. I mean, they paid their dues and they got the opportunity. That's how I do it.
And they tend to spend their time on the thing that makes the money anyway. So it's
exactly,
you can't be oh, you're not wrenching on this thing every day. It's my time is better spent on my business that pays for it 10x over.
Can't blame them, right?
I would do the same thing.
Yeah. Money well spent.
Yeah, it's who wants to? I'd rather do that than drive the pro mod around.
But it just goes to show you, it's not. A lot of people think that pro mod is if you spend the most money, you will win the most races. That's not the case. You have to. There's a lot of guys that spend more money than myself and Jason. I haven't won yet, but it's coming, and Jason has won a bunch, and that just goes to show you. I mean, if you just put the right people in the right places and have it run a good program and be a good racer and a smart racer, you can win a lot, and it's not always the guy with the most money.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely not. It's, especially with parts failure, just spontaneous like that. You can't really predict the parts failure coming at any point.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You need some luck on your side, too, to win. And that's in any class, not just pro mod. I mean, any small. You need to run a good program, have a fast car, and have a little bit of luck.
And not wear your shit out. At least in pro mod, it's not the same. But sometimes I see these people that always frustrate me. They run 6 rounds of qualifier and then their shit blows up on the 7th pass.
Yeah.
And a lot of those cars, once the car blows up, it's you put it away. A lot of small tire racing, it's
Yeah, you're not going to see me swinging a motor or a small tire race. I'm going to do that shit back at the shop. But I mean, that's even, we don't test a lot. We test, we make a couple laps before. Jason didn't test yesterday. I was going to make one or two shakedowns yesterday and maybe one today, and that was going to be it, where there's some guys that have been testing since Monday. So
does your tuner tune anyone else's cars, or just Jason, or not Jason?
So Tim tunes my car, and then he tunes another small tire car, and then he works with Jose Gonzalez's NHRA program.
Okay.
So that's his full-time job, and he tunes our stuff on the side. But he's not tuning 10 cars at the track.
Because there's some pro mod tuners that are got their hand in a couple cars, and then you start to like, how does that work if they're like,
I'm super lucky.
They're going at it with each other, and you're tuning both cars on both ends. And I've heard some in other racing where it's like same tuner.
Yeah, like who's gonna win? Who's paying him
in
most?
Like a grudge race? And it's like,
no, we're super lucky.
I'm looking over that tune.
Yeah, Tim is awesome. He's like a perfect fit for our program, and he's been doing this for a long time. So he's a wealth of knowledge beyond just the tune-up as far as working on the car. So we have his full attention at the track, which is great, and he does an amazing job. I mean, every single time we go to the track, we set a personal best. So, I mean, he's put a pretty high standard for himself, So,
do you think after this winter series they're going to throw a bunch of stuff at the Harts Chargers?
They already put 20 pounds on us, which I hate to say.
Between races?
Yes, between last race and this race, we always run heavy. Well, I'm always maybe 40 pounds heavy, and we run up front. So,
flying here.
I don't know how much the weight matters when it's just that much, but I think there's a lot of guys that have the same combos that don't run as fast as us, and there's a lot of guys that have the same combo that run just as fast as us. So I think a lot of it depends on how you're running the car.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the screw combo is badass.
Well, you've seen it in other classes, like small tire stuff. They've already just, like, no Harts Chargers.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of tough. Like, that's a tough rule to put on, just, like, not allowed.
Yeah, I don't see how you could do that in like with good faith and just be like why I mean, if it meets all of the criteria to fit in the class, I mean, let it run and everyone else step it up.
I think the only thing that they start to get into is how accessible is the blower.
Well, now they're like extremely, like they're on the shelf. Like if you want one, you call Proline and get one. And that's why I'm working with Dustin on the LS stuff. And I know he's working on the small block Ford stuff with someone else because it's just, He, like you said, he kind of did it backwards. He started off with the big dog. And he's going to work his way back. I don't think he'll ever get into like street kits or anything like that. I think it's like a race proven part, but there's definitely a need for it, in that space. Like I don't want to run a turbo on my car, on my small block car. I want to run this because I know how good the performance is and the redundancy of it.
Well, even in like the no time small tire stuff has gotten so fast that everybody's got a big blower on it.
Yeah.
That the turbos are already in the same way that they're not being competitive in Pro Mod. They're not being competitive in True 10.5, for instance, or like classes like that.
It's just tough to be as consistent. I think that's what it is. But like, it's not crazy. Like everyone's just been running screw blowers. Like everyone's been just putting them on because that's what's available. There wasn't a good Harts Charger out there for them to kind of fill that void.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We'll just watch and see what happens in the next few years. I'm not saying turbos are dead, but it's just they're not as consistent.
They definitely won't ever really die just because there's so many companies that make them. They're 100%. So accessible to your guy with $1,200 can get like a pretty big ass turbo.
Oh yeah.
And fab up all the stuff in his garage. Like
budget. Turbo LS is the way to go, I think. I mean, look at the Turbo Coyote stuff, though. I mean, look how fast they are. I mean, they're awesome. So I think at that level, yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You're not going to see me putting a blower on something. You're going to spend like $15,000, $20,000 on a blower kit. You're going to get your turbo and get some piping off Amazon and plumb that sucker up and make some horsepower.
And you still need to make like a headers and everything. So like the fab work's not really that different than a turbo.
No, the Zoomies are expensive too. They're high dollar.
I've seen that.
They are, and they break too. Well,
you'd think they'd be simple.
You would think, but
they
are
simple. They're just kind of like
I think like you can get like priced out for like someone to build you a set of headers on your car, probably like $8,000 or $9,000, which is insane to think about.
Damn.
And then they
more than I thought.
They break a lot, so they have new ones now that have an aluminum flange, which should help prevent that. But like mine come off the car every race. We're welding on them like welder in the trailer, just burning some filler rod, filling some cracks in.
Wow, they're that fragile, I guess, but they're not even fragile. They're just they're stainless, right?
Yeah, they're stainless.
Yeah, it's not like they're like titanium or something.
I think they make some titanium ones for the price of like
$20,000.
Yeah, like 15,000.
Because they'd have to be thick wall titanium, which you never see.
No, and I think they're like they save you like 30 pounds, which I mean we're talking about weight percentages. That could be a lot. So
if you have a nitrous car,
some people with a big budget, they say, well, I'll take the 30-pound weight saving for $11, $12, $13, $14,000. Not me. Not me. I'll build my shit of mild steel.
Yeah. You always have to have a package for the guy that wants to spend more money.
Yeah.
And wants to have the titanium headers that nobody else has.
Totally.
but I mean, are you thick wall stainless? Is it like that Schedule C?
I have no, it's not that bad. I mean,
I didn't know how crazy they went on
I don't know.
wheels.
I have a kit. I got to build a set at my shop for our no time car, which I haven't dug into yet, but I know it's just, I got, from Proline, just like a stainless header kit for it. So I haven't even opened the box yet. Haven't made it that far.
That's crazy that there's so many like off the shelf parts now for that level of horsepower. Like we're talking like there's just that many companies right now that you can call up and be like, I want 4,000 horsepower. And they're like, yeah, no problem.
Proline does a great job at it. I mean, they really do, like as far as the packages go.
Well, that's why everybody has Fuel Tech too.
Yeah.
It's because of Proline.
I'm a Holly guy. Now I'm a Fuel Tech guy. Like I really changed it up. You know, I do like the Fuel Tech stuff. And if you're not running what everyone else is running, you're definitely a disadvantage because the data is out there, and it's just, I see no need to try to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, I only know of one person in Pro Mod running not a Fuel Tech.
Yeah, I think there's like one or two guys that run Motec.
Oh, maybe there's a couple now.
But yeah, not a lot.
It's really not a lot. That small of a.
We're talking about 90 cars and one or two of them are not running Fuel Tech. I mean, they got the market cornered. So I like my Holly stuff though. Like my Holly stuff's great.
You think Holly would have done a better job at trying to infiltrate that, but their marketing team doesn't care.
No, they want to sell their carburetors, which I don't blame them. Like like get in where you fit in. Fuel Tech saw a need and went after it, and I like it. As far as the tuning aspect goes, it's tuning a blower car on Fuel Tech is I think probably the simplest way to tune a car and not overcomplicate it. Mm-hmm. So, and it's proven.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I'm talking about though. With the cars are getting so similar, they don't even run different ECUs.
They're all the same.
They don't even run like.
Hypothetically speaking, you can take a tune-up out of one car and just shove it in the next one. And if like the motor's in the same place and the weight's in the same place and the four link's right, it should go down.
Like your tune-up can go right into Victor's car and it'll probably go down.
If everything was identical, I mean, or not like they'd be close, or at least like the fuel map. Like I know for a fact you take the fuel map, but there's still a lot of tweaking. Like they're like Tim is changing my fuel map in like my fuel correction every single run. I mean, there's a lot, and I'm not trying to make it seem like it's simple. Like Tim will work on this tune-up for hours at a time and get it dialed in. I mean, they're taking every little last bit of horsepower they can out of these motors. So I mean, it is awesome to see, and I mean they're really truly professionals at what they do.
What's the fuel rules on this? Just nitro or just
methanol?
Just methanol. Yeah. They don't let anybody anything else really in. I guess maybe the nitrous guys can run something different, but
just straight methanol. Some guys run that like ChemSource methanol. Some guys run Renegade. Some guys run VP. But I know it's like no, they fuel check you. Yeah. Like I'll go through tech. If you run a good qualifier, they pull the front end off and takes them out, and that's it. So they're pretty strict on that. Tech here is no joke.
So you're gonna run an IHRA race. Mm-hmm. I'm very curious on how they plan to get spectators.
So I ran one last year. I think I only ran one. Our local track, Glott Motorsports Park, and now it's Durana Motorsports Park, Benson, North Carolina, or Dunn Benson.
Yeah.
They had a Ferris wheel there.
I'm surprised they got rid of that track. I didn't think they would sell it.
I mean, they sold it.
Because you've known them for a long time. I mean,
I used to work there. That's where I got my start. I worked on the starting line. That's what got me into drag racing.
Were you surprised that they sold it?
A little bit,
they built it, didn't they?
Yeah, they built it. It was like a little.
They designed it. They built it.
It was a little like tiny guardrail track, and they like revamped the whole thing. So it was interesting to see it get sold. It is like it's right up their alley though, because it's like a big like they don't do a lot of tests and tunes or anything anymore. It's like a bigger event venue.
Yeah, the big bleachers, the digital
boards. Yeah, I mean the whole nine. Like when we ran the race out there, the I will say the IHRA stuff, they got the top fuel cars, so that's gonna bring some people. They had a Ferris wheel out there. They had bull riding out there, so a lot more than just drag racing. Yeah. To get some people out there, and they served you food. I mean, it was good. Like I enjoyed it.
As a driver, that's great. Do
you have a beef with the IHRA?
No, I have no beef.
Well, I saw the video.
I have no beef. I don't. I am very optimistic.
I'm optimistic as well, just because it almost seems too good to be true that someone would come in and just infuse motorsports with this much activity. But it's great to see, you know? So, I mean, I'm here for it. I'm going to run, like, my tentative schedule was running both PDRA and IHRA, supporting both. The payouts on the IHRA are great. I like their format. It's a little bit shorter. It's like you qualify off the trailer on Friday and you race Saturday. So for me, where it's someone that, like, I don't want to spend a week at the racetrack every week, I like that.
It's not feasible to try to build that up and be like, expect these people to waste that much of their time. Not waste, but like donate that much of their time.
Yeah, it's a lot to like get to the track on like Tuesday or Wednesday knowing you're going to race Saturday.
My only worry is like, can you build up a marketing infrastructure fast enough to
not only that, imagine
get
the
people
payroll
in the seats.
Imagine the payroll. Like, I can barely manage like working at our little tiny track and manage everybody, let alone having like 30 tracks and all these big events. I mean, whoever's managing that, like, hats off to you and good luck. And I know it's going to stress you out because that's got to be a nightmare. And then they have the round track stuff and the powerboat stuff and the drag boat stuff. Like, that is a lot of irons in the fire.
They were just here for powerboats. Like,
did you go
last weekend? No, I didn't go.
No?
It was only like 5 minutes away too.
Oh my God. You know, it's cool. Like, dude, as far as motorsports goes, it's great to see like it evolving and building up opposed to dying off. You know, that's how we got that one track. It was closed for 3 years. Like, we don't want to see these tracks go away. We want motorsports to keep growing. So now's a great time.
I guess even like with NHRA, I wonder, like, how do they get people in the seats?
NHRA, like...
Is it just a legacy thing?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's why I worry. I'm like, IHRA doesn't have the legacy to fall back on.
They did, though, at one point. Like, IHRA was like almost as big. This is before my time. This is all like hearsay for me. Because I'm a 94 baby.
I'm the same deal, 94.
I don't know about like the old IHRA and shit like that. Like, I know they had Palm Beach, which was a great track. I know you've probably been out there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've raced at Palm Beach.
I used to live over there when I was a golf pro, and I'd go to the track all the time. Great facility. IHRA ran it. But IHRA had like its downfall. So I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people would hate on the internet about it, but I'm just like, give them a shot. See what, like, long term, I have no idea. I don't know, me personally, from a business standpoint, I don't know how you make that sustain long term or like make it profitable. Because with the payouts, there's no way they can run an event and turn a profit.
No, it's not possible.
I go in the gate there, and this is what I love. Like, they're all about the racer. I go in the gate, $500. I park my rig. I have pit passes. I have crew bands. Like, over here, I'm like $3,000 in the gate just to race. I mean, it's crazy.
But that's how they have... That's the profitability.
Yeah. Like, how do they make it profitable?
That's how it's sustainable. And you know how much Westbuck, how much work he puts in to get fans and get these racers and make this happen. That, like, if somebody's not doing more work than that, how is it even possible?
And I'm not saying that they're high over here. Like, coming from someone that runs a facility, that's probably accurate. That's how, and you got to think they got to split it with the track. Like, they're not taking 100% of the gate. But how do you do it? How do you feed everybody and give them 2 bags of ice for $500 a day? I don't know, but when I pay my $500, I love it.
That's why I think it's like almost like the tech startup thing.
Yeah.
You just keep infusing so much money, and then one day it's like, oh, where's the profitability? Like, what's your plan for profitability? And they're like, I don't know. Like, obviously he's way smarter than that.
Yeah.
But that's like the whole tech thing. That's like what you see in like the tech side of things is just you keep feeding the beast, and you hope that you can take down your competitor.
Yeah.
NHRA, I think, before you run out of your own runway.
I don't know if NHRA is like even worried about it. They have, like you said, they have like that legacy, they have that clout behind them, they have that prestige where it's like, I don't know. But I mean, it's like,
what's like the average age of somebody who walks in to watch the Gator Nationals?
Bro, like 90, honestly. Like 90. Like New
Gets
Balance.
wheeled in.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and no offense. I know no boomers are watching this, so I can get away with saying it. But like, no, I mean, there needs to be like this evolution. There needs to be this like next age of racers and people that like it to, I mean, I don't know, like, My dad took me to a couple races. I've always been into motorsports and stuff like that. I knew I wanted to do something with cars, so like that's how I ended up here. But you need to do something to excite people, to bring them to the racetrack, and you need to get that younger generation. I don't know necessarily if the NHRA does that. Do they? like do anything to try to get that next generation of racers? I don't know. I mean,
I've not seen it.
No, I haven't seen it either.
I don't feel it. I know they're trying for that Outlaws series where they got the
Street Outlaws guys. Which is like, this is what everyone just like hangs their hat on. They're like, we need more people through the gate. Call the Street Outlaws. Yeah. I'm like, bro, let's try something new.
It's like they're so disenfranchised at this point.
Yeah.
Like, they're all cool guys.
No, I'm not knocking any of them.
You can't get the band back together and be like, we're going to save NHRA. It's just we're going to refuel it.
You see another post and you're just like, come on. Like, yeah, here we go. Like the same song and dance.
But that's because there's nobody that's been newly built up. And I just watched this with the fight that was announced and they're like Pacquiao versus Mayweather. And I'm like, that's like a 20-year-old thing at this point. And that's what we're supposed to get excited. There's no new like excitement on both sides of things. And like,
yeah, well, that's like, I like the Winter Series because they do like the chip draw and it's like that new feel. And West does a good job of like hyping the racers up. But they need to figure out how to do this across the board. And like racers need to be down to talk shit and get on Facebook and say, I'm going to beat you and not get butthurt, right? Because I'm like, that's like what I come from, which is like the grudge racing, the outlaw stuff, running shootouts where like before I get in the car, I'm like, hey, I'm going to bust your ass. Like if you say that in pro mod, they're going to be like, oh, you're going to do what? Like, no, like I like you as a person, but when I get in this car, I'm going to rip your head off.
Yeah.
That needs to be like more like well known, or like these rivalries. Like look at college football. I mean, it's huge because they have like a rivalry week. Like where is that in drag racing? We need to have these, you know, like I always race Kurt Steady in PDRA. Kurt's an awesome dude. I see him at the track. I say, hey, what's up? Like he's a great dude. His son was running his car, beat me at the IHRA race. Like they're great people. But like I have like a little rivalry with Kurt because like we always qualify together. And like I even said to him, I'm like, hey man, like we qualified a bunch this year. I'm up three runs on you. Like kind of talking shit to him a little bit. Before I got in the car, before I raced Preston Tanner in Virginia, I told him to go air up the bags on his toter. Like I'm a little shit talker. Yeah. That's what's fun. But that's like if you put that out there and people see kind of the rivalry, why wouldn't you get involved? Why wouldn't you like that? I can't wait to see this race go off.
Well, and you're trying to, you know, grind his gears just a little bit. Maybe he'll go red.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll, you know.
And he was late on the tree and I won with a hole shot, you know, but that's like.
Yeah, like he might have been all like in his head a little bit. And like, you know, you're not trying to like make him crash the thing. You're just trying to get in his head a little bit.
No disrespect. It's just part of the game, right? Yeah. Like I ain't disrespecting nobody. Like everyone at this level is badass. Mm-hmm. So let me talk my little shit. You talk your little shit back. Let's go out there and let's see who's more badass. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, I've even said the same about like staging battles. Yeah, are awesome, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, just line them up. I want to see them go." It's like no, like that.
Their strategy, like so
cool to watch.
I'll give you my secret, which is I've said it before on like a couple videos. So I don't necessarily know if it's a secret, but if you watch me race, I prefer to do my burnout second. It's just a preference. We operate a little bit faster as far as backing up, checking the wheelie bars. So some of these other guys are slow and I sit there and wait on them. So they'll go do their burnout and then I'll do mine. Every time I roll past them. And I call it, you have to assert the dominance. So my car's out in front of them and they're looking at me through their windshield. And then I'm going to back up past them. And I'm just going to let them know, like, hey, you had to watch me do this. You know I'm there and I'm going to back up faster than you. Like, I'm trying to rush you. Like, I'm doing my shit faster than you. And that's just how we operate. So it's just like stuff like that, little head game. It's good. It's good for the sport, you know? Like you said, staging duels, like that's that rivalry, that energy. Like, you know, these guys are, you know, about to go to battle is pretty much what it is.
And it's not going to happen every pass. You know, people are like, oh, like it's going to take so much time. It's not like every pair is not going to do that. Some pairs are, some pairs aren't. Like, but it does get exciting. And then I love watching the starters get mad.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
watching a starter get all fired up and he's starting to pull people in.
Within reason, the staging duels are cool, you know, and it's like a mental thing too. And Eric Gustafson beat Jimmy Taylor, I think, at the last race with a staging duel. Like he hung him out, and I'm like, ex-turbo guy. I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like a blower guy now, so I'm like, yeah, get him. You know, like but that's part of racing. It's within the rules. Like it's good. Like I'm here for it.
And I mean. Your car can only sit there and kind of idle too for so long.
They're both getting hot.
Yeah.
Like it's not ideal by either means, you know, like, but that's what you do, you know, use your tools and do your work.
Yeah. So before we end this off, we'll talk about storm work a little bit. I mean, I know that's
we talked about
your main thing.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living. That's like my main job.
Yeah.
So before it was YouTube, and then I did like YouTube and the giveaways. It was my full-time job, and I used the marketing from YouTube to build this storm company. So
I've talked about helping and doing a couple but every time it happens, the hurricane hits like my house.
Yes.
So I can't just be like, see you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to go work a little bit. It's like,
Yeah.
it's cool and all, and it'd be great to go make the money, but it's like, when they hit the house, it's like...
It's tough to do it where you live because you got to take care of the homestead, right? So you can't just go out.
And like
exactly
up the road, and like my house is a power line down in the front front, and I can't even go anywhere.
Yeah. So I do power restoration for telecommunications. So we haul generators to cell sites and hook them up and fuel them and service them and do all that stuff, and travel really across the country. I kind of try to stay on the East Coast, but we go out to Texas, Louisiana, everywhere. Florida, a bunch for hurricane season. So anything that causes mass power outages, that's what I do. And most of my guys have like a motorsports background just from advertising on YouTube. Like they watch it because they like cars and stuff. So I have a really good group of guys, and it's a solid part-time job, side gig. I call it the race car fund. I got some guys that have built badass race cars just off of the extra money they make from storm work. So it's a good gig. If you don't get a hurricane that wipes your house out, you come out and work. I operate with like 2% turnover for the past 7 years. So
eventually I will probably make one. Maybe this year, if a hurricane hits like the other coast and we're good, I'll venture over to the other coast and work for a few days. And
that's a solid gig. It's a solid gig.
Because I fit the description, like you're saying, like motorsports background, 2,500 truck, 8-lug truck or whatever I know.
Yeah, a 3/4 ton truck and a pintle hitch is really like the bare minimum requirements. That and some like work boots and jeans and like maybe a hard hat,
I got all the stuff just in case.
Yeah, it's a really good gig, and a lot of guys, like, I love it because we'll go out to work, and then when I pay them, it's like net 30 pay, right? So you got to wait just a little bit. When they get paid, they're like, look at my new turbo. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's get another storm. We get another one.
Yeah.
So it's good. But I'm super fortunate to have an awesome group of guys. All the guys that I race with that are my crew are like my managers for my company. So we're like one big family. Would have never thought that it would have led to all of this. But, I started off just one guy working in the field for my buddy who had a company, and now I have a company, like some bigger events, I'll have like 200, 250 guys working at a time. So,
what was your worst storm you saw?
The one that hit Fort Myers a couple years ago, that's probably when we were talking.
Yeah.
We were out at Fort Myers Beach. It was pretty gnarly. We worked that tornado in Bowling Green, where there was like some, they hit that candle factory, and there was like
Ian was pretty big storm.
And then Helene in Milton that went up through the Carolinas. Obviously, I'm from like the Raleigh area, like the Eastern Carolina. So we worked pretty heavy up there. It was like my main market. I had like probably 15 guys that were stuck up there, just kind of like running out of like food and fuel and stuff like that. We were able to get them that stuff so they can continue to work. And what we do is we just make sure the cell towers work. So if you have a problem, you can call 911. That's what we do. So when the power's out and you don't have cell service, don't get mad at me. It's on the way to be back up. So
that Helene was that was crazy because we were getting hit with it here.
Yeah.
And I was watching on the news the flooding in North Carolina. And I'm like, how is this even like?
It's different when like Florida gets hit with a hurricane because we're like, well, everyone knows Florida could get hit.
Yeah, we got the infrastructure for it.
But North Carolina is kind of hit different because it's like home, right? But also it's like we're not set up for this. We're not ready for this. Like, when power goes out here, because our work is based off of power outages, like they'll have 3 million without power, and like they'll be putting up like 250,000 a day. Where North Carolina, they're putting up like 5,000 a day. So it messes people up bad, and you hate to see people's homes get destroyed and stuff like that. But I look at it like this: like the power's going to go out, we're going to do the work. At this day and age, no one should die from a hurricane. There's enough advance notice. Get out. Let us put the cell phone towers back up. Come back and assess the damage. No one needs to be dying over this. That's kind of how my outlook on it.
Yeah.
So, but no one wants to get their shit tore up. I get that, but
you can't do anything mid-storm. You're not gonna like be holding onto your rafters, like keeping the house from blowing out.
No.
Like I've lived too close to the beach here, and I'm from Long Island where we got hit with hurricanes.
They
get
the snow. Like right now, I got 45 guys working from New York to like I think like Boston, Massachusetts. So I got guys working up there right now, putting power back up, clearing access roads, and
that snow's pretty nutty up there.
Yeah, I think they got like 4 foot of snow.
That's insane, and it was like dense.
Oh yeah, it's like snow.
Yeah, it's like packed snow, like not just like 4 feet of powder that like blows away in the wind. Like it was like heavy snow.
Yeah. So whenever the power goes out, we go to work, and until then, we race. That's kind of how we operate. So
it works for you too, because it seems like it's the only way that you would be able to retain guys, like for your racing team.
Yeah. So the guys
you give them like something that they can actually do and still be part of the racing team,
Yes.
and then also have a job, because like, you know, what are you going to hire 5 guys for your racing team?
Yeah, that's where I'm super lucky and super fortunate is the guys that race with me are like my managers for that. So when they go out to work, they make some pretty good money. And then in the downtime, like we're like, well, you know, you just made a lick off that stuff. Like, let's go race for a month. And they're awesome dudes, mechanically inclined. We're like a family. Like we'll work from, you know, 8 a.m. till 6, and then we'll go home and they'll be like, hey, get on Xbox. Let's play Xbox together, you know? So I'm normally stuck working on the computer, but it's just that same, like where we're just always down to just be hanging out and doing something together. So super, super fortunate to have those awesome relationships with my guys.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, we're going to wrap this up. I know you got your photo shoot to get to you're going to go to Yard House and party with the Drag Illustrated.
Yeah, very, very excited. I'm going to be like waving to everybody like this, like thumbs up, you know? So thank you for having me on. Awesome podcast, awesome show. Great to see you doing this and getting everyone out, you know?
Plug your stuff too at the end if you want to. Yeah, people reach out for storm work, or people just watch the videos, which is the easiest way to.
Yeah, John Doc on YouTube is like you type it in there, or Nasty Race, and I think I pop up either way, and you know, you can find all my links for my website, my business stuff on there, and the people that support me. So we've been doing YouTube. Well, I've been going on like it's something like 10 years now for me. So I'm at like 150,000 subs. I know you've been.
That's OG.
Yeah, you've been jumping up there. You know, you do a great job on YouTube. So. Is great too. It's like Vic said, you know, when we're racing promo together, like we're like the OG racers of it. Like you're one of the OG YouTube guys. And,
yeah. Well, social media is so different now too. Is like YouTube used to be the spot.
Yeah.
But now there's so many other spots to put content.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people are slow on all of them. Like they're
you do a great job. I be watching on TikTok the shorts, like and the reels and stuff. You'd be wasting a lot of my time, making me unproductive, so thank you for that.
I don't overthink it, so there's a lot to go out. All right, good deal. Go follow him, guys. Go check it out. John, thanks for coming on. I'll see you guys next time.